let's head back to Central Exec. We're now in the director's outfit.
Shawshank Redemption. That's the name of the movie I was thinking of earlier. Not important, but that was it.
Oh, and as she described, we are now the director of the Federal Bureau of Control. We're gonna pop in here. Got a few things we gotta read still. Variants in alterations. His corruption manifests in vastly different ways. Some hosts remain largely unchanged, while others are barely recognizable as human. What? Oh wait. We read this one. Can you have a raise? No. Timeline of events. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in his behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did the Hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does Hiss resonance advance through space? Deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? The outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? Refer to Redacted for a full report. Oh, we actually have a lot to get through here. Collectibles. Director Faden photograph. That's us. Slide projector. Object of power 15-UE. The object is a Redacted with a vertical tray. The object creates Redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.1 for more details. The only Redacted to successfully produce this effect resulted in the capture of Redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 26.3 for more details. Object has not been successfully bound. The parautility of this object does not require binding. Background. Discovered when the Bureau responded to Redacted. See AWE 24 case file for more information. Many of the accompanying Redacted were redacted. See files on P6, P7 for details. The entirety of the Redacted was transported to the Bureau for examination to find additional redacted or other altered materials.
My reflection trapped in the darkness of the coffee I nurse. The rain turned the lights of the city into a mosaic on the windows. The day's paper lists all the things wrong in the world. The list grows longer by the day. The difference between the morning and the night. Coffee. Whiskey. No other difference. The alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It feels like I just closed my eyes. It's dark. I sit up on the bed in the gloom. I get up, I shower. The driver waits for me downstairs, takes me to the oldest house. An old man stares at me in the car window. It's raining. It's dark. Late at night, he brings me back here. It's not a home. It's a room where I sleep in. Waking up just as tired as I was before going to bed. Endless grind.
So that's important as it shows that Trench has the Sigma male grind set. This is one I read to you. The Hiss is removed/silent from the astral plane. You have proven/beaten the not you. We like/tolerate you very much. You are prepared/unprepared for what comes next. We will speak again. In the future/expansion. Good work/victory, Director. Great final message there. Got a few more things to pick up. Analysis of Hiss Threat, Part 3. Summary. If we understand the Hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalization, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords and speech. Would there be differences in the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common used word is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you? Are we the you the hiss are referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There is a clear intention in the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommend, is beyond idiotic. Refer to redacted for full report. Alright, so that's the speech analysis pickup, which has finished off the hiss research. What else we got in here? Don't think anything else.
Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next?
With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything.
Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like.
I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good.
That's... really? I mean, yes, I can certainly... Yes! Yes, I accept.
You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up.
I'm honored, Jesse, really. Thank you.
Any luck finding the armory? None. Looks like it got shifted. We have rangers checking each sector. Fuck, whose side is the house on? Team's looking. I'm posted watching the old location.
Where are the files on parasitic entities I asked for? Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed.
Whoops, I've been talking to you all and I've muted myself, sorry.
Near the turntable.
I'll take care of it. That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing.
Ooh, okay, we got some questions here.
How do you feel about me taking over as director?
You act like it just happened. You've been director since we first met, remember? I am still thrilled. Nothing's changed, not for me. But the Bureau has changed. Trench and Darling are gone. Their knowledge, anything not written down, disappeared with them. They knew the Bureau better than anyone.
They're the Bureau's past, Emily. We won't operate like they did. We'll learn from their mistakes. We'll be better than they ever were. We won't ever be like them. When the hiss got into my head, I saw some weird things. I think Darling even spoke to me. Does that make any sense to you?
Empirically, no, but phantom voices as well as hallucinatory states are not uncommon here. And considering the forces that Dr. Darling was working with, he could have been transferred to a different plane of consciousness, physically or otherwise.
And that doesn't upset you?
Oh, very. And the fact that he hid those forces from me, it's infuriating. But Darling's dream was always to look beyond our reality. This time he may have taken a step too far, but as long as his consciousness can perceive his surroundings, I'm sure he's loving it.
Maybe Darling was just trying to protect you from the darker side of his work.
Fuck that. I'm not a child. Like, don't just assume I'm gonna consider something morally repugnant.
Which it all was.
Which it all was, of course.
How was Dylan?
The same. I can't detect any his activity, but his physiology has certainly been altered by it. And I can't tell if his brain activity is genuine or simply the aftermath of the hiss, like spasms. Dylan could wake up tomorrow for all I know. I really can't say.
Then I just have to wait for him. That's fair. He waited a long time for me.
Don't worry. We'll be monitoring him round the clock. If he wakes up, we'll be ready. I don't mean that in a hostile way, just... well, you know.
I hear you. My brother isn't exactly popular around here. I hope one day he'll have the chance to change that. So, there was a moment after Hedron died that I couldn't feel my powers. The hiss got into my head. Just for a moment.
So that explains the HRA outage. Before we knew what was happening, the hiss had us. They were in my head. I saw terrible things. I mean, I was about to go under forever when the hiss was pushed back. The HRAs had come back on. Dylan vanished afterwards, and we fought off the hiss that came after him. So if Hedron's death knocked out the HRAs, that means there must be a new local source for them to relay, which I'm guessing must be...
me.
You. Hedron is dead, assuming that word even applies to a resonant-based life form. But whatever it awakened in you, the power you call Polaris, is still active. Or at least, that's what my instruments are telling me.
I don't think we're ever gonna understand all of this. And I'm okay with that. I'm just glad you're here with me. That's good to know. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, so I misspoke earlier when I said that Hedron and Polaris were the same thing. Hedron is obviously the entity that creates Polaris, and Polaris is now instilled within Jesse, which is what's, Jesse has become the magnifier now, or the amplifier, sorry. And hello, Kate. Good to see you. Good to see you.
I found Dylan attacking the astral plane and the board. What was he hoping to accomplish?
Huh. Since they arrived, Hiss have been corrupting objects of power, which have an inherent link to the astral plane. Maybe their goal was to access the astral plane, and the board itself.
That still doesn't tell us why.
His motives are a difficult thing to work out, but I have been digging through confidential files and noticed a strange gap in knowledge regarding the board. Looks like any data on them has either been deleted or was never gathered in the first place.
Then maybe it's time someone looked into that.
Maybe it is.
All right, so that is the end of those dialogue options.
See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
She still insists on calling us Director Faden. All right, so we're going to go do Tomasi, and then I reckon we might call it. Because I am going to need to look up where these remaining... what am I looking for? Transit corridor. Where these remaining collectibles are, and make a list of them, so that y'all don't have to sit here watch me Google locations of collectibles. What's up, Lonely? I am still up. Not for much longer, though, but I do have a public holiday tomorrow, so I'll probably, finish up here, go watch a movie. Alright, where you at, Mr. Tomasi? Usually I have to be sleep deprived to watch. This time you just woke up. Oh, well, good morning to you, Lonely. thinking maybe it will spawn after I take out this wave. Or take out these waves. Oops. We got some flashing lights, gamers, so if you are sensitive to such things, please just take some caution. Okay. Oh, Sterling AWE. Okay, that's one of the things that we're missing. So we're going to take a little bit of a travel over there soon. Or maybe that's where Tomasi is. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. I reckon we just use the same strat as we did the first time we fought him? Oh, yeah, he's going to go down real quick. I mean, he's got a lot more dash powers by the looks of it. But he's going to go down very, very quick. Damn, there's no health at all in here? You know what? Let's quickly change over some mods here. We probably don't need 5x launch. Where is our health regen? Health recovery per item pickup. Oh, do we not just have regular health regen? Interesting. Alright, well, let's just chuck on health boost. And health recovery per pickup. That'll keep us alive. Should, anyway. Oh, these guys have got health. Not very much, though. Where you at? Whoa! Okay, there was a boom there. Jesse with their best arty cosplay? Yeah. Jesse doing big cosplay. Maybe it's because we're wearing the wrong outfit. Maybe that's why we died. We're gonna make you do an arty cosplay? Well, this probably will be the game I submit for summer, Ollie, so who knows? Oh, that's what killed me. Old mate Stingray. And not the cool character from Neighbors. Such a niche reference. Oh my goodness, come on. God damn. Arty cosplay with the King's jersey over top. Yo, I love Bonnaroo. I mean, Poggaroo. Poggaroo's one of my favorites. How'd you know I even had that, Ollie, or did you just guess? You know what, let's give it a spin for Pierce. Well, that went much better. Thank you, Spoiled. I took your advice. I did the killing. Okay, well, we don't need to fight them. No, we do need to fight them because there are pickups in there that I want to pick up. Oh, you wrote Pog and it suggested it? Okay, yeah, love that. Love that, love that. You know what, Ollie, that would actually be really fun. Now that I'm thinking that, doing an arty cosplay. Just getting blue, like a blue jumpsuit. Tell you what, you provide the outfit, I'll wear it. Oh, Spoiled. I'm sorry to hear that, gamer. Well, I hope during your insomniac bouts that we have provided adequate entertainment for you. Sterling, Altered World event number 46. Event summary. A paranatural object appeared in a field outside the town of Sterling, Colorado, near a billboard advertising redacted. No civilians were injured, though a family dog has been reported as missing since the event. Event response. Local authorities arrived on the scene and began issuing orders over a monitored line of communication using several watchwords flagged by the Bureau, including redacted. Bureau agents from the regional office were dispatched and arrived 2 hours after local police. This situation was contained and analysis began. Bureau research staff arrived the next day and examined the object. After redacted days of evaluation, the object was lifted into an enclosed truck with built-in black rock panels and relocated to the Bureau headquarters via the subway transit system leading into the oldest house. So this one was a very late AWE. This happened not that long ago. Okay, thank you for the pink bunchies and giving him a nice floppy hat. Sure, he appreciates it. Well, I'm at work 8 a.m. doing a 12-hour, but rough because I'm so tired of the stress what's going on with my company. I haven't slept much. Oh, you were saying about the company being not in a spot of trouble, but being on the receiving end of some bullshit. We're just gonna ignore. Yo, another episode of America Overnight. Let's go.
You're listening to America Overnight, now in our 29th year, lifting the veil between fiction and reality. Thank you for staying up with us. I've been getting a lot of calls about this meteor in Sterling, Colorado. There are reports of a large spherical container that crash-landed in a field outside town. Some government people reportedly took it away. Now, we happen to broadcast from Colorado, and Sterling isn't far. I drove down myself to check it out with members of the America Overnight team. I don't need to tell you, it wasn't long before we found pieces of metal debris scattered in a field. Listeners, this is yet another instance of an unidentified flying object, or UFO, entering our airspace and crashing. That the government took away the evidence under cover of darkness only compounds the fact that these are more than likely visitors from beyond our planet, or dare I say, solar system. Head on over to our website to see pictures of the spacecraft pieces we uncovered. And while you're doing that, our sponsors would like your ear. America Overnight will be right back.
I love the way that they don't deny going-ons. They just like redirect everyone's attention from Altered World events to aliens every single time. I think that's really, really cleverly done. Nice. Spoiler, thank you for the hydrate. This is a good time for it now. Delicious. Delicious water. Oh, and a posture check feel like my posture is pretty good right now, but it has not been for a lot of streams, so thank you, Spoiler. I appreciate that. Alright, let's do a quick run around, just make sure there's nothing else here, because I think we do still need to pick up Sterling Supplement somewhere as well. Which I assumed would be in here, but that is possibly not the case. Another orange launch boost, which we have a fair bit of already, or a fair few of already, I should say. Anything else of interest to us around here anywhere? As I reckon we are done with this area then. Let's head back, speak to Emily, see if she's got any more info for us. And then I reckon we call it a night. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's just so much of it spoiled, and so much of it is, like, hidden, because there's, like, because the game does not, well, okay, it does limit you, but has a lot less limitations when it comes to verticality. Like, I found so much stuff in the early levels that were just up, and I just couldn't get to them because I didn't have the levitate ability. So it's not only about retracing your steps with a higher level of clearance access, but it's about finding stuff that is hidden more vertically than the rest of it. So I reckon there'll be a bunch of stuff around the central exec room. So I reckon we'll do one more lap of that.
I took care of the Tomasi problem. Sorry, I forget he was a coworker.
Don't apologize. That wasn't the real Tomasi. He died when the hiss got him.
You're right. I just didn't want to be insensitive.
Sentimentality is a weakness in situations like these, Jesse. That's Bureau 101.
I don't think Emily's in danger of being called sentimental. Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
Okay, we've already heard that joke.
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
All right, let's do one more lap around. Do the upstairs first. Just make sure nothing, because things have a habit of spawning after we complete certain missions.
I'll be here waiting for you when you wake up, brother. If you wake up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, that's just a radio. Been there, done that. Alright, that's back to the director's office. Already been through there. Oh, here we go. Pope's promotion. Review. Dr. Darling has personally recommended Ms. Pope for a promotion based on her work ethic and assistance in advancing many ongoing research matters. See research reports redacted for breakthroughs resulting from her work. Recommendation. According to her colleagues, Pope has displayed a keen eye for detail and a quick grasp of paranatural concepts. She's professional and diligent, though some of her co-workers complain of social disinterest. The review committee approves this recommendation and promotes Ms. Pope to the position of research specialist. I gotta play for another hour? Why? What's in another hour? Oh, we got another one. Collective unconscious. Collective unconscious is defined as a form of the unconscious that is shared in all human minds. From this arises unconscious knowledge linking us through our ancestral heritage. See Young Report, page 12 to 34. Through this collective unconscious, we unknowingly attribute a series of images and archetypes to all elements of our life. These archetypes are never fixed, but shift and change in tandem with our species and culture. This internal belief in the power of images shared by a massive population is redacted in the creation of altered items and objects of power. The sheer amount of redacted exuded and attracted to the best representation of that image, imbuing a single object with massive amounts of redacted. Theoretically, places of power could likewise be formed by the simple power of sustained collective belief. Refer to file 5-41-7532 for a full report. So we do already know about one place of power, being the oldest house, which is the building in which the Bureau is housed, so the building we're in right now. But there is also the idea that Cauldron Lake from Alan Wake is a place of power as well, just due to the way creativity manifests within Cauldron Lake. Well, not necessarily within Cauldron Lake, but in the vicinity of Cauldron Lake. Right, that's everything upstairs. quick run around downstairs as well. What does Arish want?
I don't think I ever told you this, but I was actually on the path to being a ranger once. Did the whole boot camp thing. Even got rookie status. Anyway, not the point. My own ranger squad was a great bunch. There was 6 plus me. Remus, Hazard, Cho, Guy, Hepton, Stoll, and Thompson. They were supposed to get back from an expedition yesterday. We had beers and wings planned. Problem is, they weren't here when Darling handed out the HRAs.
Then they had nothing protecting them from the hiss.
You see, they prepped for the worst, but I think that we're already past that. We all wore these pouches around our neck, and I really don't want the hiss to get them. Could you find them for me? The squad would have come back through maintenance, but they probably spread out from there.
I'll keep an eye out for them, Arish. And I won't let them stay hiss. So, what's next for Simon and Arish?
Well, first off, I'm banning all slide projectors. That's it. Seriously, though, we need to review our protocols. Research should not be making decisions that endanger the entire Bureau, no, fuck it, the entire fucking world, without some serious oversight.
I think Pope would agree. Certain people in the Bureau have been working in the shadows for too long.
And I'd like to make these HRAs part of the mandatory Bureau uniform. They're not stylish, but better safe than sorry.
I don't think anyone will complain. Not after this. What are your thoughts on me serving as director?
Well, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, Trench was fine, but... well, you pulled us back from the brink, so... well, I'm honored to serve, man. I mean, fuck, shit. Faden. Sorry.
He'll get it one day. So, what's the situation in my bureau, Arish?
The situation is we are still up to our eyes in hiss. Not to mention the months of repairs it's gonna take just to get this place up and running again.
But is it doable?
Of course it is. You just might need to tell some rangers to grab a wrench once they're done hunting hiss.
Did anyone ever mention to you that Darling was using the slide projector?
Well, Salvador never did, but I doubt he even knew. Look, I'm well aware that it's our job to study and contain the things that we don't understand, but some of the things that Darling did were way outside of our mission statement. Look, these things are not toys, and acting like they are is only ever gonna end one way. At least Pope seems to understand that.
Well, it's secure now. No one can reach it without my say-so.
But thank Christ for that.
Marshall's been missing for a while now. Any ideas where she could be?
The last time I saw her was in maintenance when I was leading the Rangers out of the Atlas. Yeah, I told her it wasn't safe, but she said she had to go check on something.
Did you ask where she was going?
Whew. Marshall is not the kind of person you question. Kind of intimidating, you know? But, she was by herself, if that helps at all.
Not really, but thanks. Hopefully she turns up. I'll see you later.
You know where I'll be.
Marshall will turn up in the DLC. Alright, I've been in there.
Pope is now head of research. It's official.
Everything's good here, Director.
Done that. Alright, so I reckon there's some in here where the jukebox is. I was expecting to find some documents about the jukebox in here, but it doesn't look like there is. So, I reckon we're going to call it there. I'm going to look up the rest of the locations.
Methodical. Clean out every...
I'm going to come back, do some more.